For the binomial expansion of D, we first want to identify that it is a power 5. That means we go to the fifth row to get the coefficients. So I've written in the coefficients in blue, 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. And then we want to identify the two different parts. So this is more complicated, but as long as we understand that the 2x represents the first part, so I have 2x to the power 5, and then the negative 5y over x squared represents the second part, and that's to the power 0. And then at this point, we just follow the pattern. It's a decreasing power pattern on the first part. So this is power 4, goes power 3, etc. And it's an increasing power pattern on the second part. So it becomes power 1. Again, we don't really need the power 0, but I just left it in there for completeness. So this becomes 2x power 3, and then negative 5y over x squared to the power 2, and then we continue on to get that full expansion. And 2x power 1 and negative 5y over x squared to the power 4. And then lastly, we end up with 2x power 0, which again, we don't really need to have that because it's just going to end up being equal to 1, and negative 5y over x squared to the power 5. Okay, so there's our full expansion. So at this point, all we need to do is simplify this fraction. So I'm going to end up with power 0. So I end up with 2 to the power 5 is 32, x to the power 5. The rest of it is power 0. This is going to be 5 times 2 to the power 4 is 16x4. And then negative 5y over x squared. Okay, so things are going to cancel out there. We end up here with 10 times 8x cubed, and then this becomes positive 25y squared over x to the power 4, plus 10, this becomes 4x squared, negative 125 y cubed over x to the power 6, plus, I'm just going to combine this into 10x, and then this is going to be 625y to the power 4 over x to the power 8. And lastly, plus, and this is going to end up being negative 3,125 y to the power 5 all over x to the power of 10. Okay, and then simplifying this, we get 32 x to the power 5 minus, this becomes minus 25 times 16, that's going to be 400. x4 cancels with x squared, so we end up with y x squared y. So what ends up happening is the y is going to increase by power of 1, and the x will decrease by power of 3. So here we're going to end up with 25 times 8 is 200 times 10 is 2,000. It's going to end up being y squared, and this becomes x to the power 1 in the denominator, or negative 1. Minus 4 times 125 is going to give us 500. So negative 5,000 is my coefficient, y cubed, and that's over x4. So again, notice that the x power is going down by 3. This is going to be plus 6,250 y4 over x to the power 7 minus 3125 y5 over x to the power 10, and there's my full expansion. I could use a negative exponent for the x's if you want, but again, this is written in the fraction form.